Wow, WTF, mate? What the heck is that? Whoa, beep boop, I'm an idiot. Hey, ghouls. So, getting back in more Unity practice with my completion for the course, I started dabbling and trying to implement the lessons into making a controller. I got a good starting point in my Unity project, but I didn't get really too far in it. Dabbling online, I did some research and stumbled upon the Unity input system and Cinemachine. These two systems are under the package manager of Unity under the Unity registry. Both are beneficial and most needed if making a game with numerous input systems and the detailed camera system that gives that third-person feel, which is what I'm trying to go for. The input system allows your users to control your game or app using a device, touch, or gestures. It allows you to not only use only the get key component for something on the keyboard or on a controller solely. This enables and allows you to branch out. Very nifty. Some good tutorials go into detail about it and its utilization, but also online Unity's documentation page for it as well. There's a lot on there to sift through, but overall it is handy to know where to look while utilizing it. Just need to make sure that your code matches up with the inputs, or else you're going to have a hard time. Cinemachine was a little bit trickier to use when I first started learning about camera controls. I know I just always attached the main camera to the object and just ran with it, but never had the ability to turn or change the angle the camera was observing of the player and its surroundings. Cinemachine is where I ended up next when it came to camera movement. As Unity describes it, Cinemachine is a suite of modules for controlling the Unity camera. These cameras allow for more customization and usage within the game. I tried playing around for a while, reviewing online tutorials on how the system works. I also read some of the Unity documentation on Cinemachine and its implementation. I also found the learn.unity page had several short Cinemachine tutorials that went over adding it to your scene, usage, and coverage. I still struggled a little when trying to implement it onto any object for testing, but very dynamic and helpful with understanding and learning cameras for my trial with my project. I probably should spend more time delving into these two areas of Unity assets and implementation, but I was also looking around and I found mentions of an asset through Unity's asset store of a first and third person controller pre-built out of the box. Mainly from a Code Monkey tutorial series that I watched on YouTube. This is where I kind of asked the question, is it wrong to utilize assets for games or projects if you don't truly understand the usage at the beginning? I'm fresh into learning Unity and making games, so would pulling any assets like the third-person controller one hinder me going forward or actually increase my productivity and game development journey? I'm not sure. Let me know what you think the purpose and usage of assets should be, and if there is a certain point game developers are okay to utilize them. Or if not, just let me know what you think about asset usage in the comments below. I added the asset to my assets and I downloaded it onto my Unity project. The crazy thing right off the bat is the complete creation of a working and functional third-person controller and camera system utilizing the input system and Cinemachine as I discussed earlier, with other additional added things. Came with a full test demo scene and a player to test the implementation of everything. Also, the code that came with the demo was detailed and thorough on the project that opened to new concepts and things that I was intrigued by. Additionally, the new learning I began to research was when it came to the actual animator rig, animations, player armature, and much more. Trust me, this was my first headache when learning these new tools and systems because the Unity Learn with Code went over animations for one of the labs, but not to the degree of creating or generating them outside and implementing them inside Unity, which takes me to Blender. Blender is hard. Not gonna lie. I am not skilled in any shape or form when it comes to 3D animations or graphics or any kind of thing like that. I am very not artistic. I give anyone with experience in that field so many kudos. Understanding how to build, model, layer, animate, rig, and many, many, many more things that Blender offers for 3D is just mind-boggling. For my idea, I wanted to try making a new character with kind of like a cannon for an arm, kind of like Samus and Metroid, which I tried blending while following some tutorials online, but I just sucked. So I found another one that was simpler to reference, shape and size, and that kind of helped me building my character. Rigging was explained as well, but the animations, oh my gosh, animations are my bane. I tried making an animation for my character running, but man, oh man, oh man, oh man, was it tough. I just ended up scrapping the animation and maybe coming back to it later. I'll try to make something. And then the next thing I never thought about was the actual size of the animation compared to the third-person player armature that was given to you from the package. Because you can change the actual mesh on the geometry of the player armature and keep the skeleton to utilize its movements, but making sure it matches from your Blender character mesh to the actual player armature, oh boy, was I mistaken with that. So, yeah, I think for something to dabble in and work on a project like this might have been a little bit too much. I know a lot of people talk about starting small, but I am just trying to learn as much as I can. Plus, I never considered having to try getting into Blender as well if I wanted to try making my own character. I know there's Mixamo out there that can help with animations, maybe in the future, but for other assets from the Unity store and elsewhere, I don't want to pay for them for this project and my first trial run. If anyone has good places to get assets besides the one I listed above, I'm all yours. Otherwise, I'll keep dabbling into Blender and learning and building my own things. P.S. If an asset you download into Unity has a character model, like the player armature, and it's saved as a .fbx or the FBX file, you can open and import it into Blender, and then you can edit it if you would like to, or you can make the changes to the model itself, or, in my case, whatever you can make, you can utilize it as a size for reference for building your own creations. Just a suggestion. Otherwise, thank you all for following me along. I know it's a lot I try putting on my plate, but I'm like a hungry hippo, man. I always eat a lot. Blender is going to take some time for me to get used to, but I think it'll help me in the long run. For now, thank you for following me along this journey of me getting into game development. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and please leave a comment and suggestion down below. I do appreciate the support. This is Ghost Code. Out of sight, but never out of spirit. Happy coding, and I'll see you next time.